Hello and welcome back to Plastic Prehistorica, the channel of occasional unboxings and figure reviews. And today I thought it would be nice to have a look through all of these lovely miniatures that were sent to me by my friends in my last unboxing video, and I haven't had a chance to have a proper look at these yet. So some of them require assembly, some of them don't. I was hoping to do this video outdoors, but unfortunately the weather has conspired against me. Hopefully everything will show up well. There's quite a few here. And the first off is one that is unwrapped, and that's because it was taped in a plastic wallet. This is the Colorata Sinosauropteryx. And you know what I'm like for struggling to get these things out of the packaging on screen. And this is a really lovely, these are quite soft, pliable figures from Colorata, and they generally come with a stand for stability, which is really nice. They're really nice little figures. So some of these figures require assembly, some of them don't. For example, we've got this Echo water saw turtle here. Turtle if you're on the other side of the Atlantic. I do recognise this, but I've got no idea at the minute what the name of the species is. Lovely little figure. I really do like these Echo figures. They're very, very charming. Now, I know my friend Dave will be particularly keen to see whether this one, or whatever it may be, has fared intact in its journey. He certainly packed it up very nicely. And this appears to be a kind of prehistoric fish, and I can confirm that that is perfectly intact and in one piece here. Again, no idea what the species is, but again, a very beautifully detailed figure with rows of teeth in the mouth, beautifully painted eyes. And the figures, I've said it before and I'll say it again, figures of this size with this amount of detail show that the larger companies really could release scale figures of smaller animals with every bit as much detail. This one, another Colorata. This is one of the Devonian fishes. As you can see, he's got a slightly metallic sheen, and he comes with a base and a little display rod. I'm going to have to give these a little bit of a wipe a little later to get the various sticky stuff off them. They're really nicely painted, these Colorata figures as well. So you end up with a really nice little display piece, and you can see the metallic paint gleaming there as I move the figure around. Next up we have another Colorata. This is the Dillon. So Dave very kindly also sent me a Beast of the Mesozoic Dillon, and that was also very brightly coloured. This version is blue, whereas the Beast of the Mesozoic is very bright reds, yellows, very, very gaudy. It's quite nice of manufacturers to experiment with bright colours, especially with the small feathered dinosaurs. And we can tell what colour feathers and keratinized body parts might have been on dinosaurs. We can't unfortunately tell what colour the skin would have been. And I don't know if there's any melanosomes known for Dillon. That fits lovely on the base there. It fits in the footprints. Really, really nice little figure. I don't think the camera's going to focus annoyingly. I will take some closer up photographs of these at the end of this video so you can have a closer look at them. Next up is another one which doesn't require assembly. And this, I believe, is an Allosaurus. And it's from Favourite Co. It's very small and a rather fetching shade of sort of dark purpley red here. It's nice patterning on it. You do know that Allosaurus, of course, is my favourite dinosaur. Next up, this one's quite exciting. This is a belemnite. This is probably just about like sized for some species. Of course, some of them could get very, very large. Again, comes with a nice base and a rod to stand it on. This obviously fits in this somewhere. There we go. Again, no idea what species this is meant to represent, but it's really, really nicely done. Beautiful figure. Pop him over there. And now we're getting into these fantastic Bandai pieces. And Bandais really are exceptional. So first off, this is a Spinosaurus, and it's a swimming Spinosaurus, and they always come with a sort of wood effect plastic base and another part of the base to clip on. Quite often I've found with some of the other ones that Dave sent me, the stand unaided. Have a look at this base, you can see there's, I think it's sawfish on there. Yes, it is. I don't know if anybody's been watching the latest Walking with Dinosaur series. It's very different to the original format, and I know it's been a bit of a bone of contention for some people. Personally, it's aimed at an audience far younger than I am, far younger than I am. So I'm kind of, not overwhelmed by it, should we say. But it's nice to have a proper dinosaur documentary on. Now that is an absolutely glorious Spinosaurus, and the detailing on this thing and the paintwork is absolutely stunning. Absolutely amazing work from Bandai, as usual. These really are something else, these pieces. Right, I'm going to pop him off to one side because we've got a few more to get through yet. Next up we have what appears to be a Styracosaurus, I think. These have all come with all their leaflets with them as well. Thank you very much to Dave. Oh, his head's dropped out there. So again, wood effect base, Supra base. This one's got a lovely crocodilian detail on it. Let's see if I can get that on here. Seems it's a little bit difficult finding the peg holes, especially when you're under pressure and on camera. There's 1, 2. Let's put his head on here. That is beautiful. What a beautiful Styracosaurus figure. The coloration and the detail on these things is absolutely phenomenal. And he just slots into his base via a few pegs here. I don't think this little crocodilian's got to give our Styracosaurus too many issues here. It's just a lovely bit of detail on the base. Again, absolutely outstanding and exquisite figure. Absolutely amazing stuff from Bandai. Pop him over this side. Next up, I believe this is a Velociraptor. Still got some of the original packaging here. Pop him out. These are all very well wrapped up as usual. Again, got the leaflet. A few more parts to this one. I can see already the detailing on this is amazing. I wish the camera would focus. I couldn't find any way in the settings to make it focus automatically, unfortunately. So this one looks like he's got a peg hole in the side of his tail, which implies that some sort of stability required here. That fits in there. So here we've got a slightly sort of wood effect base, branches and trees. Better get that on before I do anything else, like that. It's quite satisfying. And this must fit on there, and that must go in there. Like so. Again, that's absolutely outstanding. And every tooth in the head of this little Velociraptor is individually painted. That is absolutely amazing. You see how tiny these figures are. There is absolutely no excuse for companies not to be making 1/35 scale figures of smaller animals. This just goes to show what is possible. The final one, I believe this is a City Patty, and I've been really looking forward to having a look at this one. I've saved what I suspect will be my favourite for last year. There's a lot of bits and pieces in the bag. Again, the leaflet and the base doesn't appear to have ever been opened. There we go. Oh, and this one's got a little prehistoric mammal on the base. Absolutely amazing. These quickly become some of the favourite figures in my collection, these little Bandais, because they're just absolutely amazing. I'm assuming this is a City Patty. I'm assuming it's not meant to represent a Gigantoraptor. I mean, it might be written in the leaflet, but obviously I've not had a look at that. This is beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Truly, truly stunning little figure here. It looks as though there might be something to slot into the front. Nope, that's me being stupid. It's the back. It's where the tail contacts the ground. So a city patty here. It's definitely a city patty because it's of the scale with this mammal. Has been surprised by this little mammal, and that is just absolutely outstanding. What amazing little figures. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to try and get some photographs of these because they're brilliant. So I'll do some closer footage detailing on some of these figures. Obviously the focus struggles. Absolutely amazing detail on this coyote miniature. This is obviously one of the lobe-finned fishes. Next up we have this Icomyolania, is what it is. Looks quite a lot like a modern snapping turtle, although obviously this is land-based rather than water-based. Yeah, lots of lovely detailing on this. They're very sort of simple but very effective figures, these icos. Next up we have Kevlaspis. Really are very precise. The oceans must have been so strange when these things were swimming around in them. Detailing on the underside of this one too. Beautiful figure from Colorata. Nice water effect base as well. Next up we have the Colorata Camarasaurus. You can see the beautiful blue eyes and the paintwork on this. Excellent detailing on the shell. I like the way it's got the two individual tentacles there. Can't remember what you call these in the squid. Beautiful. Next up, the favourite Allosaurus. This is possibly the least detailed of this selection. See, there are some individually sculpted teeth there. I do believe he's probably detachable from his base. He's a little bit dated as Allosaurus goes. It's missing the large thumb claw. Very shrink wrapped around the skull. But really not bad for a miniature. Now this is the Colorata Dillon. Lovely base with this one. Feet fit in the footprints nicely. Nice dynamic pose. Nice sculpt. Brightly coloured. Cute. Very nicely done. This is the Colorata Sinosauropteryx, and this is really nicely done. Of course, we know that Sinosauropteryx was white and orange, striped. But that doesn't detract. This could be a subspecies or a different species. Nice detailing. Don't appear to be any teeth in the mouth of this one. Lovely paintwork for such a small figure. Nice sort of feathering detail as well. You can see here the detailing on the skin of this Bandai figure and on the base with the saw skate, as they're calling it in Walking with Dinosaurs, and sort of watery, churned up effects here. Detailing on the head of our Spinosaurus here is absolutely amazing. You can see all those teeth are individually painted. And how tiny that eye is. Lovely coloration. Beautiful dry brushing. Really, really high quality figure. Amazing stuff here from Bandai. Even kind of represents the purported webbed feet. Definitely an absolutely amazing figure, and if you can get hold of one of these, I highly recommend that you do. Styracosaurus and the crocodilian here. Again, these are so small, but they're so complicated. They're so current to scientific knowledge. Detailing on the skin here is amazing, and the paintwork's really nice as well for such a small figure. Absolutely amazing work. Base is beautifully detailed. Crocodilian's beautifully detailed. Looks like he's about to get trodden on by our Styracosaurus here. And here we have our fast thief, and this is one of the nicest representations of a velociraptor I've ever seen. See the jaw gaping wide there, every tooth individually painted, detail on the inside of the mouth of this miniature, which is absolutely exquisite. This is absolutely amazing work, even the different layers of the feathers on the wings. This is easily one of the nicest velociraptor figures I've ever seen running across this log here. They haven't given it a tail fan, which is quite a refreshing change to see. I suspect the thinking there is something like a tail fan would probably increase drag on a hunting creature, probably also protect it in the desert. But either way, this is an absolutely amazing velociraptor figure. Finally, we've got this absolutely fantastic city patty, and it's really nice to be able to see the detailing on this on camera. It's amazing how we've managed to achieve so much detail and so much complexity in the sculpt and the paintwork on a figure of this size. Detail even down the fingers and on the body. You know, you get a real sense that's covered in a thick layer of feathers here. There underneath, that's absolutely something else. You can see the detailing on the tiny mammal here. I imagine that tiny mammal will probably become a meal for our city patty, who is just absolutely exquisite, beautiful. A true little museum piece.